Good morning, my darling YouTube family. How lovely to have you join me. I'm coming on very quickly. I absolutely promise this will be quick, okay? The last video was shocking, but I hadn't been on for so long. I had a lot to catch up on with you guys, and you helped me a lot. Thank you so much when I talked about my dilemma. Now I'm just looking at my Lottie, and you know I fiddled and fiddled with her to get everything just right, and now I'm a little bit frustrated because the bonnet isn't like exactly the same on both sides, and that's just going to bug me, so we'll just fix that. So that added another minute, didn't it, to my super short video. Anyway, I just wanted to come on. It is Friday morning at 8:15, and it's the start of an exceedingly exciting weekend for me. So I just wanted to come on before all that starts and just say hi to you. This morning I'm going to collect my friend Lynn, and we're going out. It's about an hour and a half or so drive out to where our big doll show is, and Lynn's going to help me set up my table. So that will be like, I don't know how long. It takes ages. Like you have to decide, put this here and that there, and how will we fit everything, and you know how it goes. And there's lots of people to talk to as well. So we'll be out there for a few hours, and then everything will be all set to go for tomorrow morning, which is the opening of our show. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. It's the most fun a doll person can have, spending, well, sort of 2.5 days just talking dolls and nothing else. Dolls and organisation, which are two of my most favourite things, after people, of course. So I'm very excited, but for the last, how long? I don't know how long it's been. 5 or 6 days, I've just been from morning till night making preparations and getting everything ready, because, as you can imagine, I'm very particular about my stuff, and I had to make sure everything was looking as good as it could. So lots of dolls had their clothes, soaked and pressed, and, just to make everything look as lovely as it can. Just like when I buy something, if something looks as though it's been cared for, it's more wonderful, isn't it, to buy it than if you find something that you can see someone hasn't really enjoyed. I don't mean buying something at a second-hand shop, because that's different, but I mean someone who's selling, who has a collection but everything looks a bit yuck. It kind of puts you off. You think, well, what is under the clothes? You want to know everything about something you're buying. So anyway, that's what I've been doing from morning till night. Really, literally, until I just drop into bed. I'm so exhausted. It's much more work than I ever remember. And yesterday I thought, I only have a couple of hours to do. That's great. Well, it ended up being a whole day until my little son arrived at what time? I think he had to work late, and he got here at about 7:30 to help me load the car. So it took me all day again, which was a shock to me. And by the end, I was just, oh my goodness, so weary. But really happy. So my car is completely full. You couldn't even fit a pin in there anymore. Well, that's not strictly speaking true, is it? I'm exaggerating as usual, but it is extremely full. Honestly, we can't fit any more in. There's a couple more things I might take, but I can take them with me in the morning tomorrow, and that depends on whether there's room on my table or not. I have to see, when we start setting up, how it goes. But yeah, so I couldn't fit everything in the car, but it won't matter. Those things will either stay here with me, or I'll be able to get them out there tomorrow. So I just wanted to update you on that. I'll take as many photos as I can, or ask my helpers to take photos, and I'll put them into like a slideshow thing, like I often do at the end of my videos. Oh, that reminds me, at the end of this video, I'll just attach a couple of quick pictures I just took then of Jonty and Pippa, because Jonty loves that like Wubbanub type dummy that Tracy sent with her Happy Mail, and he's got it in his mouth, and you should see, the picture is so cute. He sort of, as I put the dummy in, he put himself into that position, and he's been like that ever since I put the dummy in, whenever that was, I guess after I opened that, after my last video. So I'll add them to the end of this one. Now let me just quickly tell you about Lottie before I get sidetracked again. So she's wearing the little dress that she's wearing that we call a pinafore, think you in America call it a jumper. It's a hand knit, it's a navy. It's not as dark as it looks in the picture, but you just have to use your imagination if you want to. It's quite a light navy. In fact, her bloomers that she's wearing didn't come with it. I just had them and I added them to make her look a bit more complete. And they're much darker than her little dress. And I got the little dress from Etsy for last winter and just didn't use it. Underneath, I think that's an absorber. I think it's like a full bodysuit rather than just a little shirt. And it's cream coloured and it's got beautiful, delicate flowers all over it, and a frill around the end of the sleeves that's edged in navy sort of thread, or navy, I don't know what you'd say, navy trim, and a frill collar with a navy trim. And the little flowers are sort of dark green, just, you know, the stems and leaves are dark green, flowers are yellow, pink, what else can I see? Red, bit of red maybe, or dark pink, and just very, you know, delicate and spread out, and all different types of flowers. So that's what she's wearing. Oh, and she's got her bonnet and booties set on with the little pom-poms. I love this set. One thing I love about these booties is the square toe at the front. I love that look. It just makes the baby's feet look so adorable. So that is what Lottie's wearing, and you can see what I've tucked in just at her little elbow, her left elbow actually, which is on your right side, is this gorgeous little panda. This is really the only thing I had of panda, and seeing as Lottie was already dressed, I didn't go hunting for black and white, and I'm not sure I've got any. Anyway, look at this sweet little panda for Theme Thursday, even though it's Friday. Isn't he gorgeous? Here's a Miola teddy. Here's my latest acquisition. I've had him for maybe 6 months. I think Wendy from Weeby Dolls has one the same. And I was just looking on the website, which is always dangerous. Every time I look, I try not to look, but every time I look, I want something. So I saw a little panda, and I thought he was for sale. It said he was, but he'd already been sold. And I think maybe that was Wendy, so I asked the girl who makes these, I think she's Olga, whether I could have a panda, and she said yes, she'll make me one. So there he is. So that's my contribution to Theme Thursday. It's not all that significant, but it's very cute anyway, isn't it? So there we are. Now, what did I wanted to just mention to you, to thank you for your comments on my last excruciatingly long video that, you know, only the hardiest souls sat through. I hope what you do when you listen to my videos is you know, maybe do the ironing or prepare dinner or something like that. That's what I love to do. I love to listen to videos where you don't have to watch because the scenery doesn't change. I love to listen to them while I do something else, like paint a doll or do some computer work or whatever I have to do. It's really, you know, I really enjoy it. It's great company and lovely to listen to, and then I stop and write a comment and get back to what I was doing. Anyway, what I wanted to say was that I did forget to mention something, and a few of you brought it up, so I thought I may as well address it here, in that tricky situation that I got myself into. And that is that I did send pictures of the poor squashed head of that vinyl kit to the buyer before I started, just to let her know how it had arrived. And then I sent her pictures of it after I'd fixed it. It still wasn't, I didn't think it was perfect, but I wasn't sure, you know, because sometimes obviously the kits aren't symmetrical, so I wasn't sure if there was still a bit of asymmetry because of the squeezing or squashing, or whether it was really just the way the kit was made. And certainly during the painting, although it was difficult, I still succeeded, so I still didn't feel any reason, like there was nothing to report at that stage, absolutely nothing. It had been more difficult to paint than any kit I'd done before, but you know, that's just how it goes, isn't it? It wasn't until I got to the hair when I realised and tried everything that I knew. It wasn't until that point that I had to tell the buyer that, you know, there was something wrong. So I did, you know, that's just to address some of your questions, because a few of you had suggested, well, I should have said something sooner, but honestly I said it as soon as I realised that there was a problem. Maybe that was my naivety or my lack of experience, and that's after, like, probably back then 8 years of reborning, and I hadn't ever come across such a difficult thing. I really hadn't. I had no idea that such a problem with vinyl could exist. So, I plundered on ahead, and yeah, I just made the buyer very, very angry. Oh my goodness, she was so furious with me. But anyway, you live and learn, don't you? You live and learn. So thank you very much for all of those who commented. I appreciate it greatly. And I will be flat out like Saturday and Sunday from very early. I have to leave here home at about 6 in the morning, and I don't get home till about, 7 or 8 at night. So very long days. But I will put a video together as soon as I've got enough good pictures. Today I can get a few, but not everyone comes and sets up on Friday. Some dealers come just early on Saturday morning and set up before the fair actually starts. That sort of gives me the heebie-jeebies, that thought, because I will just find that too stressful, because you just don't know what you might encounter in your setup. But anyway, everyone does what they're comfortable with, and I'm a bit of a nervous Nelly with some things, and I like to be super organised with virtually everything. So I only do that because it makes me feel comfortable. I guess that's why we do most things, don't we? We do it the way we feel comfortable. Yes, and I've watched a fair few Rose Doll show videos, really just to get a look at the babies that were there on sale. And there were some stunning babies, and some of you have got the most gorgeous new babies, half your luck. So at our fair we don't have, we have a few reborn stalls. Maybe, let me think, I don't know, just at a guess, maybe 5, something like that, 5 or 6. So, it's a lot of other types of dolls and toys and things. But I'll take photographs as much as I can, and I'll see you in a few days on the other side of the doll show, because this is this is before it starts. So I'll see you after it's happened, and I'll let you know how it was. I'm sure it's going to be fabulous. It always is. It is the largest doll show in Australia, and we have 140 stalls. So there's a lot to see and a big buzz, and I get to see people who come back every year to buy things, and lots of return customers, and it's just fun to talk to everyone, because we get people from overseas, we get people from interstate, and we get local people, of course. And anyway, you know what? I'm going to stop talking right now and say thank you so much for visiting, everybody. I really appreciate all of you. And I know everyone says that, and you know what? It's not always true. People just say that. I can tell from the way they act. After they finish their video, if they don't reply when they say they love replying, and then they don't reply to comments and stuff like that, you can always see through it. But there's nothing to see through here. What you hear is what you get with me. I'm just who I am, and I love dolls, and I love making reborns, and I love reborns, and I love all of you, because I get to have you for my friends, and I get to share this fabulous hobby. Do you know what I just did? I kept talking. Sorry. Oh my goodness, that is such a bad habit. I do it in my real life as well as on video. My poor children and my friends. I just keep going. Now I'm really honestly going to stop, and that's a special message for Holly Church, who always teases me about this. So goodbye, everybody, my dear friends. I'll be talking to you soon. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves and just be kind to each other. Bye-bye.